Ah, good old hot cup of coffee. Uh, up. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee this late at night. Does anyone else do that? Is it just me? What y'all want to talk about? Come on in the room. Make yourself comfortable. I got me a nice little cup of Pete's coffee. What is it called? Bang Bang, I think is the name of this brew. We shared it before. Y'all come on in. Make yourself at home. Mm. Ah, Miss Carson, I cannot pronounce your first name, but hello, you were the first one in the room. Finding the fire Vonda Scales, that's what you want to talk about? Um, hey Maribel. Hey Nika. And Net. Hey Monique Bailey. Ashley, what you need advice on? Willie Dawson, thank you for the comment over on the other page. We appreciate you. Crystal Morris, want to talk about marriage? That's what we usually talk about over here. Hey, Farrah. Hey, Farrah. I was trying to say it too fast. And Carissa from Birmingham. Hey, y'all. Let's talk about how y'all met and knew each other was the one. Watson was good. That's a better conversation to have if April is here. And April is still at work. April has put in about 15 hours so far, and she's still going. God bless that woman. I cannot say that I don't have a wife that does not hustle because she gets it in. Okay, so a married person said loyalty was before communication in a marriage. Loyalty was before communication. I don't think you put one thing before the other. Like it all goes hand in hand. What's up, Von the Scales? And Nicole Moreland. Learning when it's time to just walk away. Aisha Butler, is that something that you're experiencing right now? What's up, Cat Fling? Salute, King. You know, it's interesting, Cat. All right, so look, I'm going to try not to get overwhelmed. When it's me by myself, I'm trying to do a whole lot. Carla Bennett, it's going well. I can't complain. Okay, so hold on, Ashley. Let me see if I can get to Ashley's thing. So she said, my husband is being an ass towards me because I went off on him after he called me out of my name. I'm usually sweet to him, but I do not play about name calling. So what does that mean? What was calling you out of your name? Like, how extreme was that? Sharita Marlene, hello. Hey, Tanise. What was calling you out of your name? Hey, Antoinette Pippins. Yasmin said after 16 years, she's enjoying her husband. Ashley said it's been 2 days and you guys haven't said a word to each other. Well, I mean, hey, Denise. You know, how healthy can that be at the end of the day? You know, at some point, somebody has to make a decision about how you guys are going to resolve the situation. And this goes back to one of the things that I said before, which is, you know, you got to focus on the fix. You know, focus on the fix. That's one of our Tracy Steele, congratulations to you getting married. And oh, he dropped the B. Wait. So hold on. Let me show I'm clear. I'm trying to focus on where's my pretty April? April is at work. But wait, I'm just trying to see what did finally my husband after 11 years. I'm happy. Finally in love after 11 years? How do you finally get in love after 11 years? What was in the way from you getting in love, being in love, like all along the way up to this point? Ant-Man was good. He called me a piece of shit because I asked him to watch the newborn because I needed some sleep after I've been with the baby 24/7 for 5 days. Okay, yeah, that's not Ashley Thomas. That's not cool. I wish that there was a way for me and April to kind of do a Skype session with you and your husband, because it sure enough would make the yes. Okay. Yeah, that's not. You got to focus on the fix, Ashley. I think I'm talking to Ashley. Okay, just want to, yeah. So, Ashley, you and your husband have to focus on the fix. It's easy to get caught up in who was right and who was wrong. But I'm going to tell you one of the things that I learned for sure is you remain efficient, and the real value is Tamika Johnson. Yes, I'm a comedian and an actor. um, that is me. But Ashley, back to you. You got to focus on the fix, because what happens is you find yourself wasting a whole bunch of time and a whole bunch of energy with who is right, who's wrong. I'm gonna be mad. I'm not gonna speak to you. When at the end of the day, like, it's just like being in a car on a ride across the country. You want to get to your destination as efficiently and as comfortably as possible. You guys are on a journey together. Congratulations to you, Cynthia Roberts. After 3 husbands, you found the love of your life. All right, so let's pray that that third is the one, or third or the fourth, whatever it is. But back to Ashley. Antoine Kate, salute. What's good? Thanks for joining the conversation. Ashley, you want to be efficient. If you're taking a journey across the country, you want to be in the most comfortable ride possible. You want to be able to lean the seat back. You want to listen to music that's going to make you comfortable. And the same thing in this marriage. And obviously you all have a newborn, so that's adding some stress to the relationship. And that could be its own challenge by itself. But what you all need to do is, first and foremost, is come to some type of agreement about how you resolve the issue of when you're both stressed and pushed to a certain limit in your relationship because of these other factors. It's always the other factors, whether it's outside people, a newborn baby, money. All of these things create challenges that start to affect or get in the way of how you want to deal with one another. Hey, Kelly Quinton. And how you relate to each other, because probably in the purest sense of it, purest sense of the relationship, if all of the bills is paid, if you had money, all the money that you needed, if you could afford a sitter, someone to come in, you wouldn't be experiencing a situation where he's calling you out of your name. And I'm sure that's not something that he does regularly. At least it doesn't sound like it. Hey, Teresa Carter. So, you again just have to get on the same page with him and have a conversation. Somebody, because you're now listening to me, I want you to be the voice of reason and say, hey, listen, let's talk about what happened. In a best case scenario, we can get over this, move on, put it behind us, but also create an environment where we don't allow the stress to come in and cause us to be someone other than who we are, right? Because now it's just a matter of he's becoming somebody else, right? Because I'm sure, again, he's not the person that called you a bit, or whatever he said to you is not who he would normally be in the relationship. So, but also I feel like I can't talk to him about what's going on with me. I told him I may be going through postpartum, yes, and he told me that if it got so bad, he would go to a hotel. Well, the answer is not going to a hotel. The answer is being able to figure it out and support your significant other. Plenty of women, after having babies, go through, different levels of stress, postpartum, all of these things, because biologically, chemically, and physically, their body is changing. So the answer to that is not, moving away from your significant other. The answer to that, in my opinion, is moving closer to and embracing everything new, different, and helping uplift your significant other to make her better and stronger. Alice and everybody else asking about April. She is still at work. Kim Summers, we are great. We're great. We're doing really good. Right. Again, Andy Ray, April is at work. She is, April, when she gets back to work, she works in television and film. So they pull long hours. And so she has a heavy shift for the next couple of days. But I just wanted to sign in and say hello and pick up the conversation. Because, I want to make sure we're regularly talking to you guys and girls. I don't know whether it's offensive to say guys if you're talking to women, but to you all. We'll put it that way. Why is it okay for women to talk down or over a minor mistake to you, yet when you talk back, they become more volatile? Hey, Brian, I don't know why that is. It's always going to be different for different people. But again, like I said, I think in a best case scenario, we always want to create an environment where we can respectively have a dialogue with our significant others, where everything is on the table, where we can talk without feeling like we need to be right or wrong. Like the focus isn't on who's right or who's wrong, but the focus is on how to de-escalate any situations, right? And get to the fix. Like as me and April now have matured to a place where I don't need to be right or wrong, right? I just need for whatever the situation is to be resolved so we can get back to being healthy and happy human beings and can cohabitate in the same space and get back to laughing and having sex. Because at the end of the day, those are the two things that are important to me. That she's happy and that we get to have sex. That's just as real as it gets. Hey, Tammy McCall. Tasha Wade, can we have a conversation about double standards in the marriage? Like what, Tasha? What's on your mind? What do you see as a double standard in a marriage, in your marriage? Let's not speak generally. I try to get to specifics. People that come don't really want to be here, but come here anyway. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't. So you guys look, this feed moves pretty fast, so I try to pick up the questions I can pick up while I'm reading, but I can't see it all. So please don't be offended. Okay, so I'm gonna answer Katika. Can you speak on forgiveness if the person is still doing the same behavior? Ashley said, "But go ahead and try to talk to this man." Ashley, if you have to, bring him back here to the feed and let's all talk to him together. You know what I mean? Let's try to create something positive. At the end of the day, we only want to create an environment that's healthy and positive for the two of you. Because again, now you're bringing a child into the world, and that child is going to have the best experience when the two of you are on the same page and can take all of the energy, the love energy that you have for each other, and shower that on that baby. Because that's what makes us healthy, right? That's what we want. Yeah, so someone's asking about double standards. I haven't seen that question yet. Kimberly, thank you. I try to share some wisdom just because I've learned so much from being in my 24-year relationship and 18-year marriage with April. So how do you have a healthy argument? Well, it doesn't have to be an argument. It could be a conversation, right? When you say so many people look at these things as arguments because they learn from whomever they've been, like whether it's parents or people that they've been around, that, that it has to be an argument. It does not have to be an argument. An argument suggests that there's some negative connotation to an argument. My thing is, like with me and April, we try to discuss these things like, adults, like responsible adults. Okay, so Tasha, you saying, I want to do a girls trip. My husband doesn't want to go because of issues in our past, and we're Muslim. He says he doesn't feel comfortable with me going because my girlfriend, ... Tasha Uptown Wade, I'm going to look for the second half of your question. Muslim because of your girlfriend. Kalisha Tarver. There's good men out there. You just have to be patient. Keep looking. Tobias, welcome to the conversation. In a new long-distance relationships, how long do we long distance before one of us makes the move? Tiffany Patterson, that's only something you can decide between the two of you all. Nobody should be weighing in on that. You know when it feels good, when it feels secure, but you don't want to do it too soon for sure. You don't want to make a major move and then end up in something that's unstable. So take your time. Take your time until you know for sure that this is a person that you want to take the next step and try to figure out how to spend the rest of your life with this person. But again, don't do it too soon. You don't want to make that mistake. Don't have to rush into the wrong thing. There's no reason to rush into the wrong situation. Can y'all do me a solid? Just hit the share button on this video. See if I can get the numbers up a little bit. I'm hopeful that while I'm still on here, I just drank some coffee, so I should be feeling well enough to stay up for a bit and continue talking if we're getting some value out of this. This damn beard is killing me. I swear I don't know if I'm going to cut it or not. Lord help me, Jesus. Did I see Dr. Renee just hit the love button? What's up, Dr. Renee? That's my little sis right there. Y'all should be following her too. She's full of all kinds of information, wisdom, relationship, connections, and solid advice. Dr. Renee, can you post something, a link to your something or another so I can have my folks follow you? Okay, so let's see if I can pick back up on what you're doing with this broadcaster. Hey, Brandon, Doris Brandon, it's all me and April do. Try to show the positive side of this stuff. Let's see. Hey, Joanne. Joanne Ham, what's good, Joanne? I love when my folks I grew up with show up. How's everybody doing tonight? Felicia, I'm doing good. Everybody else, how y'all doing? Explain being dumped, even though my other half insisted our intimacy was perfect for 1 year straight. How do you explain being dumped, even though my other half insisted our intimacy was perfect for 1 year straight? My man Timothy, how do you explain it? There is no, again, there's so many other factors outside of the intimacy that come into play that it's hard to say, man. And then what happens is so many people, when they don't want to be in a relationship anyway, or no longer, I'm sorry, not anyway, any longer, what happens is people aren't willing to be completely honest and transparent about why they no longer want to be in a relationship. If they're seeing somebody else, if they no longer trust you, if they're not into, if the sex doesn't work, they don't want to tell you that. They don't want to hurt your feelings. So they come up with these bullshit ass excuses rather than just being honest and transparent to say, this is the reason why I'm no longer into you, the relationship, and I want to move on. They found somebody again. So you can't even get caught up on what they told you is working and not working. You just, if that's the way it is, you just have to, cut your losses and move on and focus on aligning yourself with whatever new is going to come your way. Ashley Williams, how long is it too long to wait for someone? That's the question that only you have the answer to. You have to, ask your heart that to answer that question. So y'all, again, my wonderful friend, Dr. Renee, who is actually a doctor. This sister's pretty solid and awesome. I love her to pieces. She shared a link. So y'all look at the link that's on her reply and click on the Ask Dr. Renee show and follow her. She's super solid. Okay. So Linda Johnson, how do you feel about couples taking separate vacations? My husband gets offended when I bring it up. Sometimes I just need time to myself. I think sometimes it's necessary. I don't have a problem with April going wherever the hell she wants. She's grown. I expect her to be responsible and respectful, and I certainly don't need to be with her wherever she goes. So I don't have a problem with that. But who's the Muslim sister that was asking about vacation and her husband having an issue? Is that the same person? So I'm trying to multitask and get to as many people as I can. So I apologize if I'm mixing people up. Okay. Hey, Karonda from North Carolina. Did I see Valerie Moret in the conversation? Hey, Val, if you're here. Okay, so let's see, that's my church double. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm just getting caught up. I'm missing so much because my feed was moving a little slow. Hey, Rochelle Davis Sweeney. Glad to have you as a part of the conversation. Yeah, Val. What's up, Val? Thank you for ordering the t-shirts. For everybody that ordered a t-shirt, April and I really, really appreciate you all. So please, if you haven't, if you can afford to order a t-shirt or two, please, I think we have like 15 more days. It's only a 30-day campaign. So if you can, order your t-shirt now. Don't wait. because after the 30 days, it shuts down. And again, we've added 2 other colors now. So we have white and we have pink. And the most exciting thing is we have male, the unisex sizes, as well as female specific sizes. So order your t-shirt. Thank you, Kim Summers, for ordering your shirt as well. Watson, good night. Sleep well. Make sure you say your prayers and brush your teeth before you go to bed. Katrina Milton, welcome to the conversation. Latanya, welcome. Yes, Tammy McCall, April is at work, sweetie. So she is hard at work. I'm not even sure if she's on her way home yet. Long hours for Miss April. Let's see. Okay, so Lori, you said, hi, I've been having the feeling that my fiance is entertaining another female. I've asked him about it, but he says I have nothing to worry about. But we both work 2 jobs with 5 kids. Okay, so Lori, how you pronounce that last name, Lori? Gissendaner or Gissendaner? Cousin Clarence, what's good, big dog? So Lori, you know, it's interesting. That's always a challenging thing when we think that there is infidelity or someone is entertaining the company of other people. And, you know, I think if April was here and a part of this conversation, certainly April is happy to let you know that when we were dating, I was a pure mess because I was seeing her and probably about 3 or 4 other women at the same time. And April drove herself crazy trying to keep up with me and all of the stuff that I was doing that I probably shouldn't have been doing, this, that, and the third. And I certainly don't try to keep up with April. April doesn't worry about my phone. She doesn't, I don't give her a cause or reason to be involved with me and paying attention to any of the stuff that she would think in that way. I'm just saying in that way. Because what she's resolved is, as April's told me, everything that goes in the wash is going to come out in the rinse. Like, you could drive yourself crazy, suspecting, thinking all of these things. What's up, Fudd? Always glad to have you in the building, big bro. But at the end of the day, like, he's human. He's going to do whatever he feels like he wants to do up to the point where it no longer works or he gets caught doing it. So at the end of the day, I would suggest, you have a real conversation to say, this is what I will not tolerate. I'm going to ask you to be respectful and not do X, Y, and Z. And just know that for you, you have to set your own standard and boundaries for if something does come up. Outside of that, I would highly suggest women who are in a situation where they suspect their man is seeing someone outside of their marriage, that you not let the thought of that rob you of an opportunity to live your biggest, most fun-filled life, because you'll drive yourself crazy with the thought of what could be. And in some cases it may be, but in some other cases it may not be. But that shouldn't stop you from just living your normal, full life, right? I wouldn't suggest women go through a man's phone. Women have instincts. And if you have an instinct and you feel strongly about it, then yeah, you got to do whatever you feel is right for you. But at the same time, it shouldn't be to the detriment of you being able to move forward, enjoy your life, be happy in a relationship, blah, 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 blah. But again, the flip side of that is if something does reveal itself to you, you should have a very clear plan for how you plan to respond to it if in fact it does happen. That's it. So that's my 2 cents worth, being married for 18 years and with April for 24 years and having been a guy that was, when I was dating, April was all over the place and doing a whole bunch of stuff I had no business. So, and the same goes for women, because it's not just men, and we should make that 100% clear. It's not just men that, have that experience. There's women out here. Again, I don't even want to start this Black China conversation on this thread, and they were not married. But again, you have women that do just as wrong or do just as much dirt as men. So that's my 2 cents worth on that. Ashley, are you having a challenge with the live feed? Mine's are still scrolling and moving. So, Ella Russell Ellis, no problem. You're in the conversation now. So, I always tell people there's no such thing as late. You're here now. You show up when you show up. All right, my coffee is getting a little cold, so let me make sure I can enjoy just a little bit more of this before it. So listen. Let's see, man. To years, what are your words of wisdom? Marriage aren't the same as they were. What are your words of wisdom for marriages? Words of wisdom. Look, here's my words of wisdom. What's up, Sean Scott Hill? My words of wisdom for anybody that's married or plans to get married is like, know why you're getting married before you actually take the steps. Like, know who you're getting a relationship with, why you're marrying them, what you want long term from them, what you're trying to build together. What you're trying to build together matters. Okay, Dugar McGuffey, I skipped your question, so let me see if I can keep an eye out for it. Okay, we are very open with our phones. We have keys to each other's houses. Or you don't even live together, Lori. But it's just a feeling because we don't spend as much time with each other. But didn't you tell me, Lori, I'm sorry, you have 5 kids together and you don't live together? Okay, what's that about? Let's talk about that. You live in 2 separate residences, yet you have 5 kids together. Am I mixing 2 people up? I don't think I am. Needs to be clear conversations, boundaries to be set in place. Yeah, listen, when you're dating each other and courting each other, that's the time to get to know each other. The problem is that so many people don't start asking substantial questions when they start moving in. Not together, have 4. He has 1. Oh, okay. So you don't even live together. So you're not married. Laura, you're not married yet. Oh, okay. Listen, a lot of people may not agree with me, but dating someone and being married to me is 2 separate, totally different things. I think the rules of engagement are different. I think the level of communication is different. And the problem is, like I said, so many people don't want to be completely transparent and honest because they feel like, no one is going to accept that. If I had an opportunity to do it all over again, I'm sure I still would have married April. But coming into the relationships, we're getting married in January, moving into our house as husband and wife is my choice. Okay. So you're getting married very soon. Laura, the thing that I would suggest to you is that you have a conversation with this gentleman and say, listen, we're getting married. We're building a family. We're blending these 2 families together. The thing that I would ask of you, that would be the most important thing to me above everything else is that we have a very transparent relationship, communication-wise, and we have the ability to talk about anything, right? So when I talk to April, I don't care what it is, whether it's sex, if I'm feeling some type of way, if I want something sexually, I have the ability to tell April exactly what it is. And if she can't provide that, she tries to find some version of that works for the 2 of us. I can't stress to you how important it is to have a platform or the ability within your marriage, your relationship, to be completely transparent and honest with each other going down the line. I'm telling you, if you stop sending your representative to the conversation and bring your whole full self to be transparent, to be vulnerable, to be honest, then you're going to have problems down the line. Somewhere down the line, you're going to have a problem. Okay, Duga, I got married on the 22nd of April, and sometimes I don't feel like having sex because I'm either tired from work or he says the wrong stuff and rubs me the wrong way. Okay, so I get that, Dugar. What is your question, though? Did I miss it? I just want to make sure. And here's the thing. Sex is not should never be a chore. Sex should be an option. 26 years in Brennan, we have no reason to go through each other's phones. It's been plenty of days where she needed money and I would tell her to just get it. Right. I mean, that's a very mature relationship. When you reach that point where I certainly don't need to go through April's phone. She can go through mine if she wants to. None of that bothers me. April has access to everything. We have not a 50-50 relationship, 100 on 100. You see, she's out here busting her ass working right now. I just happen to be home because I have my own business. I work for myself. So when it's time for me to check out, I check out and come home to try to make sure everything is straight here before she gets home. So I'm sorry, I can't get to everybody's questions. I'm just trying to read some and get to the ones I can get to. Okay, so Degar, you say it starts an argument, right? But again, to the point I was making earlier, you have to find a way to defuse the situation that exists right now, if there is one. And then when things are cooled down and you're in a space where you're good, you have to have a conversation and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on with me. My body is not a machine. It is a real human body that has emotions, that has, things going on with it. Some of which are out of my control. I can't be something that you just come and jump on and smash away at and discard it as if it's just junk, right? Like, I'm a whole human being, and in our best case scenario, we connect emotionally, socially, psychologically, and whether it's, excuse my language, whether we make love, whether we fuck, there's still a connection, right? Where we respect and honor each other. But when it's not there, then I'm not going to be enjoying this long term. And then after I don't enjoy this, I'm not going to enjoy you. And we're going to have a huge disconnect. So, I think that's the piece of wisdom that I can add to that, Dugar. And I know you're saying he's not listening. How old is this your husband, Dugar? Did I miss that part, of your boyfriend? And how old is this cat? Because some of these things just come with maturity. Sometimes men have to grow into these things and just grow up because they don't have fathers or uncles or male role models sharing wisdom with them. So that, again, and another thing, it comes from a lack of respect for women. Just across the board, just to be completely frank and honest with y'all, a lot of men don't have respect for women. And that's a problem. They don't have respect for women, so they don't honor women. This society that we live in does not honor and respect and value women the way that they should. He still has an attitude. If say the wrong thing to me, I'm going to go straight South Memphis. Okay, so don't go straight South Memphis. But, again, wait until we get in a space where the both of you can have a real conversation. Well, he's your husband and he's 53. Then, yeah, that's a problem. Because as a 53-year-old man, he should know better than to put you in a situation where you feel that way. But again, it's communication. This is a communication issue right here. I promise you, 90% of the issues that come up in relationships, specifically marriages, are communication issues. And when I say communication issues, the issues are that two people aren't having a conversation on the level that they need to be having a conversation on to be able to resolve the issue and get past it and get back to love. Because in our best case scenario, we always just want to be in a situation where we can get back to love and be tuned into the person that is our significant other, right? Am I right? Hello, anybody? Is that resonating? Don't we always just want to get back in tune with and on the same frequency? It's like, what is the frequency that you're kind of dialed into with your significant other? If you're on one frequency and they're on another one, y'all not, yinning and yanging, then something it's not lining up. Things have to line up. I gotta, as they say, be on the same page, on the same wavelength, on the same frequency. All of this is it's a real thing. Excuse me. So, yeah, it doesn't, listen, And here's the thing. If you're dealing with somebody and they're seeing other people, like, quite honestly, if you're dating that person, they have a right to see as many people as they want, but they also have an obligation in the best case scenario to be transparent with you, to tell you that they're seeing other people. To tell you that, hey, I love spending time with you, right? But I also enjoy spending time with this young lady over here and this young lady over here. And so, I'm going to keep it real with you, and I don't want to commit to anything further than what I'm telling you or what you can handle inside of that understanding. And I think women should have the same right. You should be, if you're dating someone or seeing someone and you feel like you want to see 3 other people, then just keep it 100 with them, everybody, and say, yo, I'm seeing everybody, this person, and this person. I know women that do it all the time. But I also know women that are transparent enough to say, look, this is what I'm doing. And so the problem becomes is that, again, people think that grown people can't handle these conversations. People make an assumption about what somebody else can handle and what they can't handle, and they try to adjust their communication and what they want to tell people accordingly, which is not fair. And again, another place for where these problems start. I agree. I told him if he's communicating with someone else, tell me. It's cheating to me if you have to hide it. Yeah, it's problematic for sure. But again, Lori, it's just a part of that suggests to me that he values, let me not say value, but he wants what he has with you, but also wants to be able to investigate and look out and, it's male ego stuff. And some of it's insecurity. I'm not saying this specifically about your guy. I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's ego, it's insecurity. It's a mix of a whole bunch of things that make no sense. But again, it's all stuff that men have to mature into a place where they learn how to navigate these things with a little bit more transparency and certainly a lot more integrity and character. But again, we don't have a lot of platforms where people speak openly about relationships, communication, marriage, and how these things should work at a high level. So try to add my 2 cents worth, because Lord knows I done screwed this stuff up along the way a few times before finally I think I got it right. My husband is a true mama's boy, which I think he is the root of most of our problems. I've been on my own since 15. He just moved out at 27. Yeah, that's whew. Look, in any case scenario where you have 2 people that are trying to come together as one unit, you're going to have some gray areas where people have to figure out who they were versus who they need to grow into to make this new thing work. So there's always going to be areas where people have to mature. Always. So, you have to be patient, but you also have to be smart. But hey, Clarence, so this is what I was saying earlier, is that because people are so busy trying to protect themselves from something, they usually send their representative rather than their honest whole self to have a conversation with people. They're so busy trying to be right and not be wrong that they don't focus on just trying to fix whatever the situation is. Hey, Fudd, listen, bro, I'm here for it. Whether it's daytime TV or right here on Facebook, man. I'm going to just keep having these conversations. And April and I are working on a podcast. So that's one of the reasons we have the T-shirt campaign going, so we can raise enough funds to build out the studio in the back of the house so that we can really get this podcast, which is the next piece to the puzzle. And a reason why I'm asking everybody to make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is After I Do TV. Or After I Do. If you just go to YouTube and pull up After I Do, you'll see the picture of me and April in the logo. So, Juju Bean, welcome to the conversation. So that's my 2 cents worth on all of that stuff. But we all, again, at the end of the day, have to grow up and continue to mature and elevate and want the best for each other, period. Okay, let me see if I could take a Dr. Renee, you're right there on time. So there's the link right there. Dr. Renee just shared it to the YouTube channel. Y'all absolutely should subscribe and make sure you share that link as well with your friends, because we're almost at 100,000 followers here on Facebook. The problem with Facebook is that they throttle so much of our access to you all. So like we got 100,000 people and they only give us access to 2,000 or 3,000 people at a time because they want to monetize this platform. And so they're like, yo, we'll let you reach them, but you got to spend $50 or $75 or $100. And so that's no way to kind of really build a relationship where they constantly hit you up for, money, 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 money. So there's some stuff we can do on YouTube that I think will help us get around a lot of this stuff. And then other people have told us like, yo, post more content to YouTube, because then we can put it on our flat screens and our TVs and invite our friends over. And when they told us that, it just set off a little light bulb for me. So when April and I do a version of our tour, if we come to people's houses and they can put some of the videos on the screen, then we can watch some stuff and have conversations about it, blah, blah, blah. So I say all of that to say, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will, you know what, Dr. Renee, I can pin, here we go. I'll just pin, bingo. So I think I just pinned it. There you go. So there's the link to subscribe to the YouTube channel right there. So, hey, Sherelle, welcome to the conversation. So that's that. What else? What else do we want to talk about? Erica Stanley, welcome to the conversation. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos and the conversation. Always glad to have you with us. So another question. Okay, so Saritza, finances, joint versus separate, and if so, you're talking about joint versus separate finances in a relationship. I don't know. I think that's each couple have to decide what makes the most sense for them. I know I have my own business account. April has her account. We have a family account, and we just try to look at Carissa. Thank you so much for subscribing. We just try to look at what's going to be the most efficient way to manage the Sabrina Williams. Thank you as well. For managing the money, because it's just money in and money out, right? It doesn't make a difference to us how it gets moved around, how it gets divvied up. It's all the family's money. Like, we are so vested in each other's best interest in this relationship. So even the money is just family money. It doesn't make a difference who brings in what. But yes, for the sake of trying to keep things in proper order, I have a business, right? I have my own company, so I have to keep that separate. April now is working again. She has her separate thing. She usually manages the kids' money, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. And then we have the family account so that when things have to be taken care of for the family, we just move money into that account. It doesn't make a difference. I trust April explicitly with our family money. She trusts me explicitly with our family money. So it does not make a difference where and how it gets moved around, just so that things are taken care of. Yeah, but yes, Sherelle, whatever's best for the family is what we do. But you have to talk about that and confirm that, all right, this is what we're doing so that everybody's on the same page. All right, so I'm going to unpin this, because when I pin stuff to the thing, I can't see you all's full question. So I'm going to unpin it, and hopefully you can find it if you needed to subscribe. Jay Sienna, how do you get someone to trust you when they seem to be unreachable? What does that mean? I don't know when you say unreachable. Is that right? I don't know what that means. Just a house. The first year we were married, but it's in my name. He didn't contribute money since I didn't put his name on the deed. He doesn't feel. Yeah, Kelly, that's a choice. If you put up the money and the person didn't make a contribution, you have to, again, that's a conversation though. That's a communication thing. And being clear about why you did that and how you plan to address the house. And, let's say you talk about after year 3 to 5, if we're still married, and I feel good about the marriage, then I'll add you to the deed That's a conversation. That is just a conversation. Have that conversation. Everybody, the link is right there, Shelly Ann McLeod, right there. If you look on, I pinned it. I just unpinned it. You'll be able to find it. I'm going to share it again once we finish this. But it's the it'll come around again, Shelly. So just look for it. Yes, just click the link. Thank you, Dr. Renee. Yeah, listen, everybody goes into marriages for the most part with the best intentions, and sometimes things don't work out. So the last thing you should do is be burdened with somebody on the deed to your house that they didn't make a contribution with if the marriage doesn't work out. And so there's ways to protect yourself legally and financially. So I would just consult, an attorney, and a realtor, as well as, a financial person. I don't have all of the answers, but certainly there's a way to protect yourself. All right, Shani or Shani? So I understand, go hit the sack. I know you got to go to work in the morning. It's mad late. I just wanted to log in just because, I was up and I wanted to say hello. So I'm not going to hold you all much longer because I got some work to do as well. But, I do want to start to elevate these conversations and have more Facebook Live conversations, because the engagement and interaction, when I can answer you all's questions real time, that certainly has a lot more value for me in April. How do you let someone know you're always going to be there for them when they clearly don't trust you because of past relationships issues dealing with trust? But yeah, Jay, is that past relationships based on actions you've taken or other relationships? Huh? Okay. So Ebony, April is at work. She is busy working on the TV show. When is your book coming out? So Lori, I'm working on 2 different books. April and I are working on a book, and I'm writing another relationship book with another author. I can't say when either book is coming out. I know April and I are kind of halfway through ours, but this other book that I'm working on is kind of taking precedent. So Jay, all you can do is do what you can do in your relationship. Your significant other is only going to extend more trust based on their level of comfort. Is not something you can force. I would just say make your best effort to do what you can in a relationship and let that person come to you when they're ready to come and extend more trust, and let it happen organically. But don't be frustrated. Don't put anything more on it. Just continue to enjoy the relationship and add what you can add to it. Chris Jackson, I don't understand your question about how does being married, home ownership, and his name is not on the deed. I don't understand that. So I'm sorry, I can't. I would respond to it, but I just don't understand the way that's worded. Regina Gaffney, I have not retired from acting, but what has happened was this. Books that you would recommend for newly married couples or just married couples in general? I don't have enough awareness about books that I can say, oh, this is the definitive one. But to the question about me acting and retiring from acting, I just got so busy with my family, and I found more success producing comedy. So I shifted my focus and started producing comedy specials and directing comedy specials, and developing projects in the digital space, and writing. And so now, like I didn't have an agent or manager. I wasn't working with anyone. So I just got further and further away from it. And then I just, it wasn't important to me, to be quite honest, just because I was so busy with my family and hustling and just trying to make a living. But I just over the last month and a half, 2 months, signed with an agent and got a new manager, and now going back out for projects. So with God's blessing, in the very near future, you'll see me back on film and in film and on TV. That's the hope anyway. If I was offered a role now, would I take it? Yes, I would take it. I'm now, again, looking at getting back into film and television full time and getting back on stage full time, doing a lot more stand up. I'll be in Florida, Port Charlotte, Florida this weekend with Mike Epps. I'm not on stage, but I am just writing because I produce comedy specials. So I'm helping getting Mike Epps ready for a new special. So that's a part of some of the work that I do. If you look at Laurel Howery special, Relevant, that's on Netflix, I co-directed it with my directing partner. Cedric the Entertainer's Live from the Ville, I was one of the producers on that. So again, I'm in a space now where a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is specific to stand-up comedy and in the digital space. But I am looking to get back on TV and in movies. So, like I said, with God's blessing, that'll happen sooner than later. Oh, Andy, I didn't know we adopted you, so we didn't get the paperwork yet, but when it comes, we'll make sure that's squared away. Okay, come on. Yeah, no, how to let him be the man in marriage. I do not want to belittle him. Couture, I'm gonna have to get back to that. That's a big question about having a significant other that was incarcerated. But I want to get to that. I just think it's a bigger question, something that when you're going back home or coming to the Carolinas. Hey, so Fudd, I'm really looking at coming home soon. I was talking to some people about doing something, a monthly show in DC. And I'm hopeful that it's going to happen in the fall, at least the launch of it. So I don't like to speak on these things. I like to get them up and running so people can go, oh, it's going. Rather, I can't stand people that talk about stuff and it doesn't happen. So I learned a long time ago, don't speak on things, just make them happen. That's how I operate. So even a lot of times with April, she go, I didn't know you was doing it. I know, because I don't speak on it. I just let it happen. Is my TV show family oriented? What TV show is that? You're talking about this here platform? I would say there's versions of this platform is very much family oriented if you're trying to build a family. Some of it kind of crosses the line a little bit. Me and April and I get into some after dark stuff that I would say is not for kids. But for the most part, we're about building family. Brother Kyle, what's up, Kyle? So you need your shirts. Kyle, did you order them? If you put that order in, brother, trust me, you're going to get them sooner than later. And if you need me to rush them for you, I can make that happen too, Kyle. So Ashley says, any women on here whose husband's been on deployment? I'm just going through it. Oh, y'all. Damn, Ashley, you got everything going on. Deployment, what branch of the service, Ashley? Oh, Ebony Stevens, to answer your question, you said the show that April is working on. You said y'all's show. It's like, that's not mine. April is working on a show called White Famous, Jamie Foxx and Jay Farrell's show that's going to be on Showtime. So, it's on Showtime. Is it family friendly? I would say yes. But yes, it's called White Famous. April's done very well for herself in a short period of time that she's been working as a set costumer in TV and film. She's worked on more than a couple of projects. But White Famous is the one that's up next. So keep your ears and eyes out for it. White Famous. Bum, 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 bum. Again, so a couple of things. The other thing that I was going to mention while I have you all's attention is that we're getting very close to 100,000 family members here on the Facebook platform. I said that there's a sizzle reel for a project that April and I did maybe 2 or 3 years ago for a show that didn't go. And as soon as we hit 100,000, I'm going to share that on the page. The t-shirts are popping. We got, in addition to the black and the gray, we have white and we have pink because those are the colors that you all asked for. But we also have female sizes. So please order your shirt. And then also please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If we got 100,000 people here on Facebook, then I'm going to promise y'all something. If we get 100,000 people, if we can get everybody to come over to YouTube as well, we are going to do some amazing, amazing, amazing things. We're going to do some amazing things anyway, but we certainly will be able to escalate the timeline on the things that we're able to do if we can get everybody to come over to YouTube as well. we absolutely are working on the format for a relationship podcast, the After I Do podcast. And then again, the live show is in the works as well. I think one of the things that's going to be super duper exciting is when we can get a schedule for our tour dates, and can absolutely get out on the road and get some face-to-face time with you guys and show you what the After I Do live show looks like on its feet. The word I was looking for was routing. So we're absolutely looking to put together, I don't want to come out and do 1 or 2 cities at a time. I really want to do 20 to 30 cities. So I'm looking at the analytics and the numbers from Facebook to show us which city seems to be the right ones for us to come into. So when I ask what cities are you all in, it's because I'm trying to figure out where April and I can start to move through so that we can come into these cities. We'll be back in DC, I think, this month. We'll also be in New York. So we may do 2 pop-up roundtable discussions in both of those cities. But we'll let you all know a little bit further in advance than the 24-hour notice we gave the last time we went DC. But again, at the end of the day, if you all would just continue to support us, help us grow the platform. We don't ask for a whole hell of a lot, but we do need your support to grow the platform. When we start to get these real numbers, you guys are going to see some real change, and we're all going to build it together. So, oh my goodness, this thing stopped. Y'all asking questions and I'm not seeing it. That's a part of the problem with Facebook. Like, the feed will stop, but you guys will still be talking and I can't see it. So, don't tell me that. To consider a reality show. This is better than the junk on TV now. So Linda, we would consider, in fact, April and I have a show right now that some people have asked us to be a part of that's going out. But I can get you a mixtape t-shirt, bro. You know we can make that happen. Just inbox me or text me. And so we have a show that we're actually taking out to shop right now. We just don't know what's going to happen with it, should I say. But we have, look, to me, whatever we do, I want to be based on the experience and the feeling of what we do right here on this Facebook After I Do platform. And we haven't really nailed that yet. So that's why I'm more focused on just continuing to do this here with you all and let whatever happens happen organically rather than trying to chase a reality show. Because those people, a lot of those producers and the networks don't value, right, the simplicity of what we're doing. They don't trust that you can build an audience on this. So again, I'm not going to sit and waste my time and April's time chasing that stuff and neglect what we can build organically here with you all, because we're out chasing that. So at the end of the day, would we do it? Yes, if it's the right situation. All right. I got to wrap it up. I got some reading that I want to do tonight. Let me get back into this Kevin Hart book. I also want to I think I want to watch this Diddy documentary, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I don't know if any of you all have watched it, but I do want to check it out. I will definitely Sean Scott Hill let April know that she was missed. Like I said, I was hopeful. Oh, my man, Chris, you just joined in the conversation, bro, while I'm about to wrap this shit up? Tripster. Come on, bruh. So I think I'm gonna watch. It was excellent. Dr. Renee, that's just what I needed to hear. I'm gonna go check that out. Happened organically. This is yeah. April and I aren't Kevin Hart's book, Yasmin, is very good. Kevin Hart is an amazing performer, but this book is very entertaining, insightful, and it's worth so far. I'm only like in chapter 2, I think. But I'm laughing out loud reading this dude's book. And I mean, Kevin is a personal friend of mine's. And I know him, but this book is even giving me even more insight. So I would say absolutely worth it. And they're on stands now. You can find it for 30% off. So go pick it up. I heard the audio version of the book is amazing. So that's it for me. Everybody make sure you, like I said, say y'all prayers tonight. And brush your teeth and sleep well, get yourself a full night's rest. And then at some point tomorrow, I'll jump back in. We can start having these daily conversations with you all. But make sure you tell your friends about, After I Do, the Relationships, Love, and Laughter platform, because I really, really want to find a way when we hit 100,000 to double the numbers from 100,000 to 200,000, just with us all making an effort together to invite our friends to this platform, because I do believe there's real value here. All right. So, after saying I'm going to say goodnight, I'm going to say goodnight for real this time. So, all right, on 3, 1, 2, 3. Good night.